All right. Hopefully you can see here. But what we've got here is a 24-hour track. It is 10:25. I laid this other track last night about 10 o'clock for a little over 24 hours. It is 75 degrees. It is dead calm, 75% humidity. We've got a 1,400 yard track. That's right, 1,400 yards. I didn't intend for it to be that long. I just started walking and that's what it ended up being. But you're going to see it's going to get super thick in here. Chest high ferns and some nasty berry brush. It was really not fun laying this track. Very lucky I didn't hurt myself as far as rolling an ankle or something. But anyways, we're going to give it a shot here. You can see Sway there. She's in a down stay. Good here. Okay. Walk her up to the shot site here. I'd say it's supposed to be a south wind, but there is nothing for wind here. Hi, girl. Find it. Go ahead, find it. The first part of the track here is just right on this logging road, and then we veer off it into some pretty thick ferns, but seems to be on it right now. Scent wise, we should be okay here. I think I'm really concerned about the scent, but this is a heavy distraction area where last time we were in here in May, she struggled a little bit with some distractions, so hopefully she's a little more advanced now, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we go, see what happens here. We go left here. He knows it's not right. Let her commit. There we go. Very nice on the first turn. I'm going to warn you here, we get to these ferns up here on the left. Once we turn here, you might have a difficult time seeing the dog. Combination of darkness and just thick cover. So I go just on the left side of this tree, I believe, where she's walking. This is just, last time I was in here May, there was not a lot of this vegetation growing up, so I haven't been in this woods in the summer, so you'll see what I mean when we get to these ferns up here. It's a literal jungle. But I like doing practice tracks at night, because this is, like I said before when I was the video last night, this is what we This is what we actually track in, so. Come up on I'll be turning left up here. Exactly nowhere, but it's up here somewhere. Let her work here. She figured out that she missed it. You know, this is pretty sucky for her right here. This berry brush. This is where we might have a little trouble seeing her for a little bit. This is thick berry brush, and it's going to get to be even thicker with ferns here, so. I think I went through there, but in the dark, it's hard to say. And I didn't mark anything here, except for on my GPS, which she says she's right, so. Like I was saying, this is a treacherous walk, and now here we go in the ferns that you can't see the dog. All I can see is a little bit of a reflection on her collar, but just gonna trust that she's right here. You know, typically in the fall when we track, this stuff is dead and knocked down and whatnot, but you do get some tracks in the early fall, opening weekend and during bear season and whatnot, where we track through this stuff. I mean, we've had some nasty bear tracks where you'll see we get up here, there's some really thick berry brush, and you get into some of that, and purely insanity tracking a bear through that garbage, and especially at night, gives you a little bit of a heebie-jeebies. pick up really shoe this crap. Just circling a little bit here to try to figure it out. We should eventually come to a deer stand here. You'll be able to see the reflectors on it. And then eventually a I can't imagine what it smells and everything else that's been running through here, but eventually we get out of these ferns, which is soon from the looks of it here. We'll check here. There we go. And we're out of the thick ferns here. You know, and actually this is probably going to get, I mean, there's canopy here so the scent should hold, but in those ferns, that scent is staying put. This open ground is a little bit different. You can see turkeys have been scratching in here, but things just flat out look different at night. And we get that all the time with hunters, where they think they remember where they are, and there's that deer stand I was talking about. Right now, I'm just letting her work. I mean, if she wants to go, we're going. If she stops, I stop. I think we're pretty well right on here. Let me see if I can see that deer stand. And honestly, I just walked where I could walk in some of this stuff. There's that deer stand. We do walk almost right next to it. can see the reflectors. She's smack on me. Come out to this food plot and I walk right across it. There's the stand. And then we're gonna get into some nasty berry brush. And a little backtrack in there, unintentional. This area, even though there's a little bit of grass cover, it's dead. Yeah, probably a little bit harder to scent in because there's no canopy here, and it was upper 80s today, temperature-wise, but it's cooled down now enough. But man, that field was, like I said, that burned in the sun all day. Now she's gonna get back into some cover here, and this scent should hold a lot better than this stuff. Even though it's not gonna be very fun for her to walk through. The other thing we've got, they're working against us, but some dogs can get goofy. She's gonna be coming into heat here pretty soon as she's starting to swell up a little bit. And some dogs can be goofy and quirky when they're in heat and don't want to work and whatnot. I hope she's not that way. But it'd be better to get it out of the way with now than trying to be tracking when she's in heat during the season. A little struggle in that field, but she worked it out. Otherwise, she stepped on this thing. Like I said, I wasn't worried about scenting so much, but the distractions in this woods are another area. It's just full of deer. Not through here last night, there were deer everywhere. We're gonna walk up on an area up here that is we're gonna backtrack because and she might just skip it because I walk out on the same exact track, but we came into a wall. You can see that stuff right there. We came into a wall of berry brush. She should have it again. Cautious right now for some reason. Who knows what was through here earlier. Definitely tangled in that crap there. Try to pull her through. The joys of on lead. Now here's, you can see some giant spiders. That is a big spider right there. I had to walk through these things last night. Ugh. I think right up here is where I tried to take a right turn and backtrack. Well, not intentionally backtrack, but a We'll see if she goes off it. My feeling is she's just gonna hit where I came out. Oh. She went in, he's checking it out. I took a right here and I walked in. But I came right back out on this track. So I have a feeling she might just skip this little backtrack altogether. I mean, I walked in there probably 40 yards. She is gonna check it out, which is okay. I want to see her try to work this out. I walk into a wall of berry brush here. And I walked in and I circled back out because it was not a little more than I bargained for. She's gonna go try it. But she's gonna figure out soon that I came back out. You can see that in there. She's just moving around. And I'm just gonna let her try to sort it out. Go to the right here. Coming out of here. Good girl. And we're off here. You can see she's just not certain. She's tracking slow, she's unsure. Gonna come back around. We took a wrong turn. And I may have pulled her off here. Well, she's going to follow her backtrack here and try to reconnect. You know, and that's right there, honestly, it's like running a blind track, because I've no idea other than she started to slow up and I looked up and then something didn't look right. So now we're gonna see if she can pick back up here. Oh, that's a good girl. What did you find? What did you find? Good girl. Good girl. Well, we worked through it. It wasn't perfect, but anything where she was off or struggled, she self-corrected. Honestly did a really nice job. It was like a blind track because it was, Sway, come here. Because it was like a blind track of the dark, and I'm not sure, I didn't have any markers up, but took us 40 minutes to run it, a little over 20 minutes to lay it, so a little bit longer, but there's some checks in there we really had to work. So overall, very pleased. She stepped on most of the track. She worked out the back track good. We just took a wrong trail, and we took it down about 40 yards before, and I was pushing her too, and I pushed her beyond, and then she checked up, and I let her backtrack and work it back out. Overall, very, very happy.